Hello friends, welcome to another session of video tutorial on Java. Please subscribe to my channel. To subscribe to my channel, click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video, you get the latest updates. In this session, we are going to cover method overloading, method overriding, constructor overloading. Finally, we will look at super keyword. To understand method overloading, we need to look at the signature of the method. Let us go to Eclipse. Here I'm going to create a new project, new Java project. Provide the project name. Click on Finish. Okay, so let me create a new package. So here edu RajTech-Trainer dot overload. Click on Finish. Okay, let me create a new class here. Method overload. I'm going to enable main here. Click on Finish. Let me take this out to do. Let me take a screenshot of this. To look at method overloading, so we need to understand the different parts of a method. So this is the diagrammatical representation of a method. Here I have taken, since we have created this project, and I have copied only the main method here. So from the main method, so there are different parts for a particular method. The first one is public. So these are nothing but access modifiers, which we have seen earlier. Okay, so apart from access modifier, there is something called non-access modifier, which gives a certain information to JVM. So in terms of static, that means this method can be accessed only through the class. Any static variable or a method will have only one instance, and that can only be accessed through the class name. Okay, and void is a return type which returns nothing. You can put in any return type like primitive data types or objects also as a return type, but void means it doesn't return anything. Okay, so there is a method name. In this case, method name is main, and there are parameters. Okay, so there is only one parameter which takes array of strings, and the name of the parameter is args. Okay, so the other part of a method is method implementation. The method implementation is within these brackets. Okay, and the method body is starting from this bracket to end of this bracket, so that becomes a method body. So that is method body is from here to here. Okay, but method implementation starts from here to here. Okay, till the closure of the curly brace. Okay, so whatever is within the curly brace, that is method implementation. Including the curly brace, it is method body. Okay, so one important thing to understand here is the method signature. The method signature consists of method name and the parameters. Okay, method overloading says, okay, method overloading is nothing but methods having same name but different parameters. Okay. In method overloading, methods will have the same name but with different parameters. Okay, so method overloading Method overriding is nothing but methods have the same name and the same parameters but declared in base as well as derived class. Okay, so method overloading, we will have different signatures, but for method overriding we will have the same method signature, but it will be in a different class, that is base class and derived class. Okay, so let us see an example now. Okay, so let me create another method here. Public void print name. Okay, and here I'm going to put the name I'm going to print is Raj Tech-Trainer. Okay, I'm going to create another method here. Public void print name, and here I'm going to pass in string. Okay, so this has got one parameter, and I'm going to print this name here, this name. Okay, I'm going to add another one, public void print name, okay, string name, comma, int age. Okay, so here name is name plus age is. Okay, so I have three methods here. All these three methods, if you notice, all three methods have got the same name, print name. Okay, all these three methods have got the same name, which is print name. The only difference is the first one doesn't have any parameters, no parameter. Okay, so here has one parameter, which is this here, string name, and this has two parameters, which is string name and int age. So these are two parameters. Okay, since we have three methods, how do I access these methods? By creating an object of this class, which is method overload. Okay, so let me create an object here, method overload, new method overload. Okay, dot. You can see that there are three methods available here: print name, and print name. So these are overloaded methods. Okay, so these three methods are overloaded. So more dot rent name. Okay, more dot rent name can pass in. In here and dot print name. So here I'm passing the name first and okay, so since it is int, so let's pass in the integer here. Okay, so these are okay, so this is the method definition, correct? So this is method definition and implementation. This is the method implemented here. In the method definition we have the parameters here. So these are parameters, but the actual value which is passed to this parameter, they are called argument. So argument is Raj for the parameter name. Okay, so argument for name is Raj and age is 32. Okay, so whenever we pass in a value to a particular method, that is called argument, and in the method definition within the bracket whatever we have, that is called parameter. So this parameter takes this argument value. Okay, so let me run this. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, so first one printed Raj Tech-Trainer, the second one is Raj, and the third one is name is Raj, age is 32. Okay, now the definition of method overload says is nothing but methods having the same name but different parameters. So that is what we have achieved here. So we have 3 different methods where each having different parameters. Okay, so let us look at method overriding now. For that I'm going to create another package. Right click, new package. Click on finish. Let me create a new class here. Provide the name of the class. So this will be main class. Enable main here. Click on finish. So here I'm going to add a method. I'm going to take it from the earlier overload method, that is print name, age and the name. Okay, so this the method with the 2 parameters, I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to add it into main class here. Okay, so let me take out this to do. Okay, now I'm going to create another class here. So right click, new class, and this class name will be class A. I'm going to enable this. Click on finish, and inside this class I'm going to have the same method which I copied earlier. Okay, so let us save this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this main class so that it becomes a derived class of the class A. So how do I change it? I add extends class A. Okay, so this becomes a derived class. So if you look at method overriding definition, it is nothing but methods have the same name and same parameters but declared in base as well as derived class. In this case, the base class is class A, print name is declared and implemented here. The same way, main class has become derived class now, and in derived class also I have this print name which takes the same number of parameters. Okay, to differentiate it slightly, so I'm going to add here, this is base class, and in the main class I'm going to add it as derived class. Just to differentiate. Okay, so whenever we use these methods to differentiate, I have added the base class and derived class into system.out.println. Okay, so now if I create an object of class A, and call them and call print method or print name, so let us say Raj, and again 32. Create class or base class object and on the method. Okay, so we have created a class A object and called print name. So now this will call which method, whether the method which is present in main class or in class A. So let us run and see. Okay, so right click, run as Java application, save this. Okay, so it went to base class and printed the values. Okay, since object A, now object A is referring to base class. Let us create subclass object and call the method. Okay, so the subclass is main class. Main class is equal to new main class. Okay, s class is equal s class dot print name. Okay, search in the same age 32. Okay, so now which one this goes and calls, whether the base print name method or the print name method in the derived class. So let us run and see again. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Okay, so object A is referring to the base class and S class is referring to main class. So that is why it printed the base class first and the derived class. Now, okay, class A object or a class is equal to new of main class. Okay, so this is also possible, correct? So here variable of base class is assigned with the object of subclass. Okay, so if I call a class dot class, okay, so a class dot print name and here 35. Okay, so as we have seen, object is calling the method which is available in class A, and S class is calling the method which is part of main class. Now since we have created an object of main class and assigning it to the base class variable. Okay, so now which one this will call? So let us run and see. Okay, so it went and ran the derived class print method. Okay, it is time to understand two new terminologies, which is static binding or compile time polymorphism, dynamic binding or runtime polymorphism. Static binding is nothing but the binding takes place during the compile time, okay, which is also called compile time polymorphism. That means during the compile time, the compiler will know which method to call based on the signatures. Okay, so overload is one example of it, wherein the methods will have different signatures. Okay, so since they have different signatures, it is known at the compile time which method to be called. But in dynamic binding, since the base class and the derived class has got the same method signature, it doesn't know until runtime which method to call. So this is called a runtime polymorphism or dynamic binding. So the method binding happens at the runtime in override, since the method signature is same in both base as well as derived class. Okay. So now let us see constructor overloading. Okay, I think we have seen this constructor overloading in the earlier example. While looking at constructor, we have seen this constructor overloading, but at that time we didn't know that it was a overloading concept. Okay, so let me go back to the constructor class here. Okay, so if you look at this constructor class, okay, so under constructor example, we have defined this constructor example constructor and then one with the parameter. So this is, there is a default constructor and there is a parameterized constructor. This is nothing but overloaded constructor. Okay, so this is an example which I have done earlier. Please refer back to the earlier video on that. Okay, so let us look at the super keyword now. So what this keyword will do is, so if we have base class and derived class, by using super keyword you can call the methods from the base class. Okay, so Okay, so in this override example, I have base class which is class A and derived class which is main class. Okay, so if I want to call the base class method, inside this print method, I can make use of super.printName. Okay, so here next and 40. From the extended class methods, if you want to call in the base class method, you can make use of super keyword. Okay, so now I am in a derived class which is main class. Inside that I have print name method here. From print name method I am calling the print name method of the base class. Okay, so for that I am using super keyword here. Call base class. Okay, so let us run this. Let me comment this out. And let me also comment this out. So I have only the main class object and calling using main class object, that is derived class. By using derived class I am calling this print method, and inside this print method I am using super class to call the method which is in the base class. Okay, so let me right click, run as Java application. Let me save this. Okay, as you can see, by using super keyword I can call in the base class method or any variable which is available in the base class by using super keyword. I have covered all of these topics. So that is the end of this session. Thanks for watching.